How many times have you said, I don't have time for that, when someone asks you to do something? In time management, you'll learn simple strategies for boosting productivity, conquering procrastination, enhancing creativity, ending laziness, and hacking your habits. The best strategies to boost productivity and conquer procrastination once and for all.
Hello, this is Harrison Walton, and you are listening to Time Management, Simple Strategies to Boost Productivity, Conquer Procrastination, Enhance Creativity, End Laziness, and Hack Your Habits. Amplify Success for Business, Health, and Relationships. Provided to you by United Audiobooks. I hope you enjoy my audiobook. Now let us begin.
Introduction. Time management is the key to gaining success. In every industry, there are people who rise above all the rest. We all want to be these people. We idolize them. They seem to be successful in everything they're involved in, including family life, hobbies, and of course, work. We see their accomplishments and wonder why they are so good at what they do. You don't have to guess anymore. These successful people have one thing in common. They are excellent at managing their time. When you become a master at time management, your whole world opens. With the proper tools and tricks, you'll find that you have more time to focus on the things that matter most. In addition, you'll discover your core abilities and how to maximize them to increase your productivity and become more efficient in the work you do. You might be asking yourself, how is this going to impact what I'm already doing? Aren't I already doing everything I should to be the best I can be? While you've probably nailed down your dreams and you've got the perfect idea for the future life that you want, the short answer is no. You have the drive and the desire to amplify your abilities and become a highly successful person, just like you want, but something is holding you back. That is why you've grabbed this book for help, and you've come to the right place. Becoming a successful person in whatever you're trying to succeed is not rocket science. You need to have a dream, the desire, and the grit to do whatever it takes to achieve that dream, and you need to know exactly what steps it will take for you to get there. In this book, you'll learn every valuable technique available to optimize your time and do the best you can for yourself with the littlest effort. And it all starts with a very simple note. Writing down your dream makes it a reality. No more sitting back daydreaming about what you want to do next month, next year, or 5 years down the road. It's time to take action. You need to turn that dream into a tangible goal that you can see every day. Studies show that simply having your plan in front of you reminds you about what you're working toward can make you 40% more likely to achieve that goal. Imagine all that you could have already accomplished if you had been 40% more committed already. The very first thing that every highly successful person does is to materialize their goals. People who wish to be successful but never quite achieve their potential are usually too vague in what they want, and they have nothing reminding them of what it is they're after. By simply writing down your goal, you've already taken the first step in the right direction to a better tomorrow. Grab your paper and pen and get to it. Whatever your goal is, no matter how big or how small, the one thing that you are after at this very moment must be put down on paper. Before you do anything else, write down this goal. You can make it as complex as you'd like or leave it at a simple line. Just be sure to be honest with yourself and make it the one thing you're trying to achieve. Once that's done, we can move on to the more detailed stuff. To achieve the goal you've written, you must identify your strengths, weaknesses, the obstacles that may get in your way, and the people and things that can help to support you. First, identify the abilities that will help you achieve your goal. Then, list these strengths under your plan. Be realistic with yourself. If you say that you can speak French, you better be able to speak French. A handful of common words will not be enough if your goal is to move to France permanently. Second, list your weaknesses. You will need to either work on or eliminate and replace these things with something else that you know will help you. Keeping with the French example, if your goal is to move to France, you cannot take your weakness of not knowing the language and brush it aside. You need to be straight with yourself and understand upfront that you'll need to learn that language. If you're currently learning how to speak German, then it's time to stop and focus on French. Third, you need to identify the obstacles that stand in your way. This could be something as simple as you don't have a passport. This, for example, is indeed an obstacle that you must overcome. And lastly, list out the people and things that will either support you or make it possible for you to achieve your goal. Again, in moving to France, your cousin who has an apartment there is a supporter. Your friends who encouraged you to go, but may also distract you from doing the things it'll take for you to get there, may not be the supporters you need. The whole point of this exercise is to identify precisely what it is you're after and what it will take for you to get there. When you're finished listing all of these items, you'll discover that you have a very clear and direct goal in mind. You'll know exactly where you want to go and exactly what it's going to take to get there. With this in front of you, you can see just how detrimental a vague dream truly is and how crucial time management will become to your overall plan. In the next chapter, we'll discuss what time management is and why it helps. We'll review the main reasons for getting yourself organized, and then we'll discuss what you can do right now to start your journey. Don't waste any more time. Let's talk about purpose. Chapter 1: The Purpose of Time Management and Why It Works. Time management is the art of properly planning, executing, and implementing your abilities in the most efficient way. We discussed writing down your dream to make it a concrete goal in the introduction. However, it's not enough to just have this goal in front of you. Now you have to make it happen. Not only does your goal have a purpose in your life, but so does time management. You can't effectively chase after your dreams without proper planning in the first place. To make your plan, you must first understand what time management is and is not. Managing your time to achieve your goals. Every day, we all manage our time to get things done. This means we get up at a certain time, get ready, and leave the house and do our jobs. We make room for lunches and appointments, and this is the schedule we are all familiar with. However, when it comes to achieving something you know will take extra work, you must expect that it will take extra planning and extra time too. To maximize your work and sharpen your skills, you have to clear away the clutter and put all your focus on the goal at hand. Therefore, your number one priority is properly managing your time to fit in the activities to help you achieve that goal. With the techniques in this book, you'll find that you can get the most out of your day, significantly achieving more than you're used to. In addition, you'll feel fulfilled and have a greater sense of purpose in yourself as you go along this journey. The schedule you've built for yourself will need tweaking and adjustments so that you can fit in the activities that must be done to achieve your goals as you learn to manage your time more efficiently. Our exercise in working towards your goal is perfect in helping you understand how valuable proper time management is. How time management helps people succeed. In our highly distractible world, it's easy to lose track of hours at a time while we fall victim to the delights of modern technology. Things like social media are designed to help us connect, but we get lost in a sea of words and images easily, and in it, we lose ourselves. The focus we need to put into bettering ourselves and making the most out of our days is simply gone with one quick decision. Time management helps people become successful because it teaches them that there must be a time for everything. There is a time to check in with old friends and family, and there's a time to shift your attention to your goals. Because we have a clear goal in mind, we can now implement time management to learn how to properly handle our time from here out and achieve that elusive dream that we've been seeking all along. Unfortunately, poor time management doesn't just impact our ability to become successful and see our goals through to fruition. It also becomes detrimental to our mental and physical health. When we spend too much time lost in our devices, we not only become sedentary, but we also start to focus on what's on the surface instead of what's deep within. In this example, we get too caught up in our image and we forget that we must put in the work to build a positive persona. This not only applies to the fact that most people spend a lot of time on their devices every day, but it also applies to other unhealthy habits that are eating up our time. For example, maybe you have a block of time in your day that you don't plan for. Week after week, this block of time becomes a gray area when you're less productive and sometimes doing nothing at all. Don't get me wrong, everybody needs time to themselves and time to detox after a long day. Still, if you continuously waste enormous amounts of your time on unimportant things to your overall goals, you are actually hurting yourself in the long run. No matter how diligent we may be, there are always factors that we cannot account for. So, not only do you need to plan, even for the things that you can't plan for, but you must allow yourself to make mistakes and be okay with them. This is how we learn and grow, and it's how you can continue to buffer your plan and your time management to get the most out of every day and all the days to come. The real benefits of maximizing your time. We all know how it feels to go through a day believing that you haven't accomplished anything. These days drag out and seem endless, and the same work you've been doing becomes mindless and often annoying. However, maximizing your time and becoming more efficient is more than just being successful with your social status or money. No matter what drives you, you should also know that there are real benefits to maximizing your time. Your health is dependent on how you see yourself. It's easy to start doubting ourselves when we feel that we haven't accomplished very much. This doubt turns into regret or jealousy, and it's all too easy to fall into a depression. These mental afflictions do nothing at helping you become successful, and in fact, they'll push you further away from your ultimate goal. This doesn't just apply to mental health, but it also applies to physical health. When we start to second guess ourselves in our abilities due to lack of progress or feeling stagnant, it isn't just our mental state that wants to give up. We lose the drive to go out and tackle the world. We don't care if we eat healthily. We just want something that makes us feel good at the moment. This means you may drink more, get less exercise, and generally become sedentary. When you implement the techniques for proper time management, your overall health will improve just as a byproduct. You'll have more time to interact with the people that you care about, and you'll have more time to get out and get fresh air and exercise. Your achievements in all aspects of your life, including work, personal hobbies, and close relationships, will thrive. You'll want to look your best and feel your best as your success grows. This means not only staying physically healthy, but your mental health will also improve. Falling behind when we least expect. Even the most successful people have their setbacks. They have moments when they feel like they're falling behind, and it takes extra effort to get themselves back on track. However, the difference between highly successful people who understand time management and those who do not is that they will prioritize and plan until they rise back higher than they were before. The struggles that you may currently be dealing with or will deal with because of managing your time poorly include feeling as though you've lost control, poor work quality, and eventually suffering a hit to your reputation. When you waste your time on things that are not helping you become the best version of yourself, you're only dragging yourself down. In addition, your poor work quality will lead to poor efficiency, and not long after, you may even become angry with yourself. Don't let these things happen to you. Get rid of the clutter and plan to move towards that dream that you want so badly. It's time to learn how to optimize your time and find your success. Let's head into Chapter 2 as we discuss 8 techniques that you can do right now to improve your time management and get you directly on the path to achieving all that you've ever wanted. Chapter 2. How productive are you? This is where it all begins. This is the question that you have to ask yourself in order to know what you're capable of and where you will be in the future. What exactly are you doing right now that is either helping you or hurting you as you manage your time? Are you being efficient? Are you making the most of your productivity time? To truly understand ourselves, we must take an outside look at what we feel we are capable of versus what we're actually doing. The following 4 questions will help you gain a perspective on your workflow and your overall skills when it comes to managing your time. Do you focus on one task at a time? This question may seem strange, but in the grand scope of getting things accomplished, focusing on one task at a time is key toward reaching completion. There's a myth about multitasking, where we believe that doing multiple things simultaneously will, in turn, save us time. This is indeed a myth, because sifting through multiple activities at the same time draws our attention away from the primary task at hand. This means that while you believe that you are getting more done in less time, you're actually adding time to your schedule. If you're the type of person who schedules time blocks for certain activities, which highly successful people do once they master their time, you will find that your schedule is not meeting your needs. There are, of course, ways to tackle several tasks in one day or to tackle them within the same time block, but that's something called productive procrastination, and we'll cover that in the surprise life hacks to boost your productivity chapter later on. To raise your focus, try the following. Eliminate distractions. Remove additional devices and gadgets from your workspace that draw your attention away from the task at hand. If you have to work off of your phone, silence notifications for apps that aren't necessary, such as social media. Break larger tasks into smaller ones. If the activity you're pursuing is overwhelming, chances are you'll have a hard time focusing on getting the entire thing done. This daunting pressure not only makes you want to procrastinate, but it might just burn you out as well. To stay productive and keep your focus, take that large task and break it down into quarters that you know you can accomplish in a reasonable amount of time. In between tasks or between parts of a bigger task, take routine breaks. This technique, called the Pomodoro technique, is when you work for a specific amount of time and then break for a smaller amount of time. For example, set a timer and work for 40 minutes. When the timer goes off, set a new one for 10 minutes, and that is your break. As soon as it rings, you get back to work. Do you ask for help or delegate when possible? While we like to believe that we can tackle anything that comes our way, giving us plenty of confidence to do what needs to be done, we can't possibly do everything ourselves. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses allows you to ask for help when you know you can't get something done. Delegating, which is when you assign someone else work that you're responsible for, is perfect for times when you're at the office or even at home for family chores. When you recognize what you're good at, you can help other people become successful. Your skills can be put to good use in assisting others in achieving their goals, just like you would hope your friends and family will do the same for you. When we rely on each other to lift us up, especially when we've done the same for them, we grow stronger bonds and our social relationships excel. This is a hallmark characteristic of highly successful people. To better your ability at delegating, try the following. Identify your weakest skill. This has to be something you need to do to reach your success. For example, maybe you're not the best communicator, in which case you would need to delegate this task to someone better at communicating. Perhaps you're not very tall, so you'll need to delegate activities that require height to someone more suited in your work setting. Identify your strongest skill. This will again be necessary for helping you achieve your success. This will also be something you can use to help others when they need to delegate their own tasks. As we already discussed, this will help you build a solid social network of people who want to help each other succeed. Then, when it's time for you to delegate something, these people will be willing to help you just as you've helped them. What are your skills and passions? Playing into our previous discussion on skills, do you know your top skills and key passions? To become productive and maximize our output, we must first know ourselves. We can't very well conquer our to-do lists or achieve our goals if we don't understand what we're capable of or know our passions. So, first, your skills are your essential tools in life. These skills can become dull over time if we do not keep them sharp, and we can also add new ones and take some away. The toolbox of life skills that we accumulate over years of experience and education is vital to our success. You must be honest with yourself about what your skills genuinely are and what they aren't. If you need to work on some of them, then do so. Make it part of your plan to sharpen the tools you will need to achieve the success you're after. And once you've mastered those skills, look at adding new or relevant ones. Second, your passions give you the drive and desire to reach those goals. Your passion may have led you to the career you're in, or it may have led you to work at a specific hobby. No matter the reason, your passions add vision to your dream. This creative part of your life can enable you to feel more fulfilled, not just in your work and hobbies, but also in your relationships. You may only have one passion that fuels you every day, or you may have several that inspire you in all areas of your life. Knowing yourself means knowing what you love, and this love is what motivates you to chase those dreams. To better understand your skills and passions, Try the following. Make a quick list of your favorite physical activities. If you aren't a very active person, you most likely still have something that you enjoy doing physically. These can be as simple as going outside and watering plants, or they can include playing a game of basketball. In these physical activities, you're identifying how you enjoy using your motor skills as you and your teammates work toward a common goal. Make a list of your favorite general hobbies. Sometimes the physical and mental may overlap, as when playing board games. These activities are often enjoyed in a social setting, and they'll give you an insight into how you like to build relationships, as well as the pursuits you're willing to undertake as a team. Make a quick list of your favorite mental activities. For example, some people enjoy reading, whether fiction or nonfiction, and some enjoy art. These mental pursuits are primarily done alone, and they're used to enhance our creativity and higher thinking. These items will give you an idea of what you do to unwind after long periods around other people. How organized is your space? What would we do without organization? If you understand yourself and you know what you're good at and what you love, and you're able to focus on your tasks and ask for help when needed, you still might fall behind schedule if you can't stay organized. Organization applies to two separate areas when we're speaking of time management. First, we must organize our physical space. This would include your office, your car, and your home. To complete your tasks on time, you'll need to keep things well organized and in the places you would expect them to be to save time when you're going to complete something. Second, organization applies to the abstract schedules and plans that we put in place. Creating and prioritizing your to-do lists and scheduling time blocks to complete these activities are parts of organization's abstract idea. To improve upon your organization, try the following. Set aside one day a month to clean out your desk, car, or home. During this time, you will clear away the clutter and put everything in a place where it is easily found when needed. You can even go as far as to color code certain drawers or files, and you can alphabetize or create a similar system of cataloging items that you have multiples. At the beginning of each week, review your work schedule and personal appointments and re-examine your plan to see that you are scheduling your time accordingly. This is a good time to review your to-do list as well, making adjustments for things that have changed in priority or now require more or less time. Now that you have identified your strengths and weaknesses and know how to use your skills while staying on top of your organization, you can move forward and implement the techniques that will help you manage your time today. If at any point you feel like you're falling behind, come back and review this section and identify what it is that you might be missing. In the meantime, let's move on to 4 essential tricks that will guide you toward optimizing your time and becoming more efficient than you were yesterday. It's time to learn exactly how to optimize your time and find the successes you want.
I hope you are enjoying my audiobook so far. It would be a pleasure if you could let me know how you are feeling about this audiobook in the comments section below. We would greatly appreciate it if you could also like this video and subscribe to United Audiobooks to have access to more best-selling audiobooks in the future. Also, please, if you are interested in getting more free audiobooks, please click the first link in the description below. Now, let us carry on with the next chapter.
Chapter 3: 4 Techniques to Better Manage Your Time Today. The following techniques will help you get a grasp on your schedule as you work toward finishing your day feeling accomplished. Always be intentional. We've already taken the first step in becoming more intentional with our time. By writing down your goals, you're keeping your focus on the things that matter most. But being intentional is not only about materializing what you're after, it's also about putting intent behind every action you take. Everything worth anything must have a purpose. Remember how we discussed wasting time and how it makes you stagnant and gives you a sense of lack of accomplishment. Everything we do throughout our day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we lay down, must be driven with intent if we expect to capitalize on our time. Aimlessly working toward things without observable deadlines or clear intentions will leave us unfulfilled as we move from one project to the next without completing anything. To be intentional, you must be honest with yourself about your current goals and tasks. Set realistic expectations, but also include your long-term goals so that you can push yourself further and higher than the day before. Write down what you expect of yourself throughout this goal or any other task that you may have. Be clear and concise. Successful people know exactly what they want from themselves and the world around them. Accept that you will need to focus on these tasks as you fine-tune your schedule. You must be wholly dedicated to what it is you intend to do. That way, you'll have the drive and desire to push yourself to make better choices and perfect your otherwise busy schedule. Prioritize your actions. If we are going to make every action count as we work toward optimizing each minute of our day, we have to prioritize what matters most. But unfortunately, even the most perfectly drawn up plan will have its flaws. Everything worth anything requires priority. You may run into unforeseen issues, and your day could quickly become a mess of actions without purpose. Instead of tackling the things on your to-do list in a random order, you must prioritize everything so that you know you will accomplish the most critical task of your day, regardless of how the rest of your plan goes. To prioritize, you must make a short list of the tasks you plan to accomplish daily. These everyday tasks must be done to work towards a larger, more long-term goal. Number your tasks so that the one you cannot go a day without completing is number one. This might also be something that is unavoidable, such as turning in certain reports at work. At the end of your list, your last item will be the one thing that has the least repercussions if you happen to miss it. It will not affect your long-term goal as much as your top priority task, and it is something that you can avoid if need be. Focus on your priorities. Now that you know what has a purpose and what takes priority, you can shift your attention to those items above all else. When it's time to start the new task, remove all distractions that will prevent you from maximizing your time and finishing this activity as you've planned. Everything worth anything requires focus. Social media, mobile devices, even certain people can hold us back from keeping focused and accomplishing our tasks. There is a time for socializing, and there's a time for work. If you intend on mastering time management and excelling in your goals, you must focus on your priorities without interruption. To focus on your priorities, you must remove all the clutter from your workplace. This includes little trinkets that cause a visual distraction and small objects that you play with when bored. Turn off your desktop notifications if you're working on your computer. These constant pop-ups only pull your attention from your task and prevent you from moving forward. Silence your phone or remove it from your workspace entirely. This applies to all activities, not just those you do sitting at your desk. We always have our phones on us, and they're always pulling our attention from what's happening in front of us. If you plan to be present and optimize your time, the phone needs to go. Be aware of your limitations. As much as we want to tackle all of our problems in one day and be done with them, we must understand that we simply cannot push ourselves too hard. To stay at the top of your game, as you continue to seek higher rewards, you have to be self-aware of what you can and cannot do. Anything worth anything requires awareness. In the world of success, it's easy to get burned out. As you focus on your priorities, carefully track the time you're spending on certain activities to see that you are making the most of your day and that you aren't overwhelming yourself. When we get exhausted from a task, even one that we are passionate about, it makes us want to step away. By tracking your time and keeping a close eye on your productivity, you'll be able to set consistent goals for yourself as you sharpen your skills at time management. To become self-aware, list the strengths that will directly attribute to your prioritized tasks. This is everything that will help you get your to-do list done most efficiently. Rank your strengths in order from most to least. Then identify which one will help you the most and which one will be the least beneficial. Decide which of your weakest strengths you will either move past or improve. If there is a strength that will vastly improve your time management at the bottom of your list, then instead of letting yourself fall behind in this ability, you can push yourself to get better. With these techniques combined, the main goal is to create a clear summary of what you expect to do. Now that you've begun to sharpen your plan, as you build a manageable schedule for complete time efficiency, let's continue to the next chapter, where we'll discuss the techniques that will keep you moving forward, not just for today and tomorrow, but for next month and the next month after that. It's time to build a long-term plan that will maximize your efforts as you minimize your time. Chapter 4. Where do you see yourself in the future? In the previous two chapters, we discussed the purpose behind managing your time and exactly what you can do today to start down a more productive path. This is the first step for a better tomorrow. But what about a month from now? How about a year? People who manage their time efficiently account for only 18% of the workforce. These people have a plan in place and they follow through, and they are the ones who become successful. Everyone has the tools to succeed in their passions, but very few people implement these tools. You've picked up this book because you know you have it in you to succeed, and you're willing to do what it takes to prioritize your tasks and optimize your time. You need guidance and an actionable plan to become more efficient in your skills and stop wasting time. My aim is to help you rise above the other 82% in your workforce. Sharpen your skills to stand out amongst competitors. Prioritize your tasks and reduce time spent working. Create time blocks for yourself, your family, and your hobbies. Highly successful people know that their hard work only takes them so far. Better yet, they've learned to work smarter, not harder. But unfortunately, these people are in the minority because they take the time to plan, prioritize, implement strategies, and evaluate their progress. The same success is yours to have. All you need is one simple trick. Enter the Eisenhower matrix. Who can define for us, with accuracy, the difference between the long and short term? Especially whenever our affairs seem to be in crisis, we are almost compelled to give our first attention to the urgent present rather than to the important future. Dwight D. Eisenhower, in his address to the Century Association in 1961. Not only was Dwight Eisenhower the 34th President of the United States and a five-star general during World War II, but he also amassed a list of accomplishments that continue to astound even the most successful people. Over his talented life, his work in creating NASA and the United States highway system has led him to be memorialized as the man with a plan. Taking inspiration from Eisenhower, author Stephen Covey wrote his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and coined the term the Eisenhower matrix. This process for identifying what is urgent and important and taking the steps necessary to handle these types of tasks will vastly improve your efficacy in all your responsibilities. The Eisenhower matrix is a must for people who feel like they work endlessly with little results, have trouble telling others no, lack of attention, or energy needed to achieve long-term goals, want more passion in their pursuits, but continue to take on needless tasks. Don't delay your future successes. Take control of your passions and use this formula to step out of the humdrum of your stagnant life and into the sunlight. So few see the opportunities before them and miss out on a chance at greatness. Be the exception. Do, defer, delegate, delete. The Eisenhower matrix is comprised of 4 simple steps. Each one brings you closer to identifying what is important and urgent. First, if we refer to Eisenhower himself, we must focus on if we wish our future to be better than today. Do. Just do it. These are the unavoidable, the most important and urgent tasks combined. These things end up at the top of your list because they have clear set deadlines that cannot be put off. You'll find appointments, project deadlines, and emergencies in this category. Defer. Schedule it for later. These are the unavoidable tasks that enhance our lives, yet are not urgent in the pressing moment. Here, you'll find exercising, planning, and social interactions. These things do not have deadlines that you must adhere to, but they are vitally important to your overall health, whether it be physical or mental. Delegate. Hand it off. These tasks are necessary to our daily lives and are thus urgent for our survival. They are, however, not important enough for us to have to do ourselves. In other words, these tasks don't require our skill set in order to be completed. You can add grocery shopping and scheduling to this list. Delete. Get rid of it. At the bottom of our list of things we believe we must do are things that end up being detrimental to our overall plan. These things are neither urgent nor essential. Spending time on social media, snacking, and watching television, and general activities that decrease our productivity are all things we need to minimize to our best ability. Make this your plan. While everyone has their own ideas of what is most urgent and what is most important, for your plan to work, you have to take action to determine what it is that goes at the top of your list. Successful people who manage their time properly and efficiently tackle the most important and urgent matters head on. They don't wait for things to accumulate through procrastination. Do this for yourself. Write out an Eisenhower matrix of the tasks you must complete and get to work on them right away. Your productivity will soar as you use your skills to best help you and enlist the help from others when you need to delegate. In the process of all this, you will also remove your distractions and increase your workflow exponentially. Only 20% of people feel that they are in control over their work situations on a regular basis. With the help of the Eisenhower matrix, 50% of people utilizing this time management technique feel that they have constant control over their workflow. Another 50% feel that they are in control for the majority of their work week. On top of this vital technique are others that will set you running down the successful path like there's no tomorrow. The tips and techniques in the following chapters are just icing on the cake as you learn to create an action plan and achieve every goal you've dreamed of. Let's look at the next steps in your time management toolbox that will propel you effortlessly into success. Chapter 5: Managing your time for the future you desire. We've discussed several key techniques that will enable you to plan your time accordingly and make the most of your day. But what about the future? What about months down the road or even years? Those long-term goals can sometimes elude even the most focused individuals. You don't want to spend all your time on short-term goals either. Chances are you're looking to increase your abilities and skills so that you can save yourself time for things that are more important to you. This will also allow you to push yourself towards something big. Maximize your time and excel in your interests for the long term by utilizing these 5 tricks. Together, they create a roadmap for your future successes. Whether you have a specific goal in mind or if you're simply trying to be more efficient in your work, these techniques will aid you as you hone your skills. Plan like there's no tomorrow. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit nothing. If you don't have a plan that motivates you towards your end goal, then you have no way to tell where you're going or how you'll get there. Of course, not every plan needs to be detailed down to the last minute, but you do have to have an idea along with the steps it'll take to get you where you want to be. Your plan should include a clear, well-defined goal. This could be anything from finishing the remodel you started on your bathroom to getting the promotion you've wanted for months. The steps it will take to achieve this goal. Preferably, you should be realistic and include every step that you know you must overcome. With some goals, you might find that you'll only need to accomplish a handful of steps, whereas others will take longer and have more steps involved. The skills required to complete the steps. Again, be honest with yourself about what you can and cannot do. List out the skills you'll need, even if they are ones you don't have. This is when you'll know precisely what you'll need to improve upon, and even some that you'll need to learn brand new. Create small goals and big goals. How can you judge your progress if you don't know where you're going? The plan you've started is all aimed at one particular goal. If this goal is a simple goal that you can achieve in a week, then add a larger goal that will motivate you all the way through to the end of the month. Your goals should be clearly defined so you can track your progress, nothing vague or unachievable. You must be realistic. Small for the week, even smaller for the day. Again, be realistic and know your limitations. Only do what you are comfortable doing. Large for the month, even larger for the year. Shoot for the stars. The further you set your sights, the more you can accomplish. Of course, be mindful about breaking these big goals into small ones when need be, such as taking the steps to reach that promotion you so eagerly want. Structure everything. The pillars to success carry the weight of both failures and achievements. When we structure our plans accordingly to the time management principles outlined in this book, we find that we get the most out of our days. Of course, learning what works best for your plan and schedule is a process of trial and error, but learning from your mistakes makes you a better planner. So, take your failures and missteps and move forward with a better, more elaborately structured plan. Structuring for your success should include appropriately timed slots for work and play. Based on your priority list, the most important task that must be done needs to come first. That also means that you need to make time for the hobbies you enjoy because they give you quality of life. Break time between tasks to keep you motivated. Highly successful people know that they can't constantly work without breaks. Without setting aside time to step away from the projects at hand, you could easily reduce your productivity from burnout. Wiggle room for unavoidable delays or setbacks. Even in the best plans, people still find delays easily derail their success. By allowing yourself a small amount of unplanned time every day, you'll provide some wiggle room in case you run into something unavoidable. Downtime to relax and detox from the day. This time is separate from the breaks in between your activities. Your relaxation time should be longer than 10 minutes, and it should include things like personal hygiene, light exercise, and feel good activities that allow you to remove the stress from your day. Evaluate progress. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses is the key to excelling. As you come along in your plan, you'll notice areas for improvement. Wanting to improve is a key characteristic of a highly successful person. Of course, you should never want to push yourself beyond your limits, but in the same respect, you should want to achieve greater things than you did the day before. Evaluate your progress by review your schedule at the end of each week to see where you went over on time. In these cases, you'll want to review the skills you need to complete those tasks and either work on enhancing your skills or plan to delegate. Re-examine your goals after each step to see that you are on track. Are your small goals within reach? Have you given yourself enough time to complete the larger goal for the month? Review your to-do lists to ensure your top priorities are still your primary focus. As we get closer to our goals, our priorities might shift. This is especially true if you've mastered a skill necessary for the overall achievement of the goal. And now you no longer need to prioritize working on that skill. Set mindful deadlines. There's a time for work and there's a time for you. As I said before, you never want to push yourself further than what you know you can handle. In addition to taking small breaks between your tasks, you need to schedule time for yourself, either at the beginning or the end of your day. This personal time will help you feel confident and control the tasks you must complete. Having mindful deadlines means that you won't forget to prioritize yourself the same way you're prioritizing your work. Create mindful deadlines by make a list of the necessary daily activities important to you. This may include anything from showering to a routine haircut. Make a list of healthful activities that will enable you to succeed. These activities include everything from mindful meal planning to adequate exercise. After acknowledging these two necessary groups of activities, you can add them to your daily schedule. Once that time slot is taken, you'll be free to create the rest of your plan based on the workflow that you expect to accomplish. These 5 core principles will guide you out of your stagnant, unplanned atmosphere and into an active and well-thought lifestyle. Not only will you create appropriate time slots for the activities that must be done, but you will also make time for the things you want to do. These side passions will fuel your drive as you work toward achieving that once elusive goal. No more waiting for your life to change. Take hold of your time and change your life yourself. In the next chapter, we'll discuss the top 10 traits of highly successful people. These traits are directly linked to managing your time efficiently to maximize your productivity. Even as you enlist the strategies outlined so far, you can bolster your abilities and drive home that success by adopting these inspiring and invaluable traits. Chapter 6: 10 Traits of Highly Successful People Who Manage Their Time Efficiently. People who become masters at managing their time have specific traits that keep them on their path to success. These traits are things that anyone with enough drive can learn and master, and they can implement each one in a different way for their own lifestyle. Knowing the value of each trait and how it can influence your time management is exactly what will get you moving towards your own successes with ease. Passion. The strong desire for something or someone. When it comes to managing your time in a more efficient way, without passion, you lack the feelings that you need to connect with your goal. This strong emotion we call passion pushes us when we want to give up. It gives us reason to get up in the morning and get back in the fight. Passion will make you not only want to hit those deadlines, but complete them earlier. The things on your to-do list with the highest priority should be things you are absolutely passionate about. Otherwise, you could find yourself wanting to procrastinate, which will only cause you to fall behind. Self-control. The ability to control your actions, emotions, and thoughts. Self-control isn't just about preventing yourself from doing things that could cost you time. It is also about avoiding the desire to be impulsive and inconsistent. Self-control will help you stay on task and complete your list of priorities without falling into temptations and wasting time. Practicing proper self-control will give you more self-confidence, knowing that you've completed things from start to finish and that you now have time for more fun things that you love. Integrity. To be honest with strong moral principles. Integrity is essential in finding lasting success. While it's true that we've all had bad bosses that seem to walk over other people to get where they are, those types of people never last. They move from job to job because they lack integrity, and in turn, they gain little to no respect from their peers or subordinates. To become a successful person who will continue to find success in every aspect of life, you must have integrity. This means you will know what the right thing to do is and how to do it effectively. Sometimes these decisions are difficult, but if you take them one step at a time and pay attention to what is best for everyone, then you're on the right path to having high integrity. Patience. The ability to take troubles and distress in stride. Having patience means that you can handle your delays without letting your emotions get the best of you. This is why successful people add time into their busy schedules to account for unavoidable setbacks. These highly successful people understand that to live their most efficient life, they can't let delays get the best of them. So they keep their chin up, accept the problem at hand, and begin calmly working toward a solution. Sociability. The act of seeking out social interaction. Having sociability as a quality works on two different levels for success. Most successful people will have a solid network of others around them who have helped them get to where they are. With integrity, these people are true companions and not just others that the successful person has used to their advantage. In addition to this solid network, sociability adds a healthy social aspect to a person's lifestyle. Instead of wasting time browsing through social media when you should be working on a task, spend your time interacting with people after completing your priorities. These interactions have numerous health benefits, such as increased dopamine levels, leading you to feel more fulfilled in life. Willpower, the ability to focus on long-term goals while resisting short-term temptations. Willpower is a lot like self-control, except that it focuses more on reaching a larger, long-term goal in the future. Willpower keeps you pushing toward completing night classes, for example, so that you can earn your promotion by next year. Willpower also teaches patience, as it takes a lot of dedication over an extended period of time to achieve these larger goals. Maintaining a solid schedule and plan will only help reinforce willpower as you continue to finish your tasks on time and meet that epic goal. Optimism. Having the confidence to believe that the future will turn out the way you've planned. Optimism is crucial in the path to success. Without seeing yourself in a better future, or at least the belief that there is a better future, you have nothing pushing you to continue your plan. Optimism often goes hand in hand with passion, as it is the passions that have created the future that you now believe in. Successful people find the promise of a better tomorrow to be just enough to keep them on task and moving toward their deadlines. This optimism is great for mentality, providing positive reinforcement in every act you do. Risk-taking, the act of doing something daring. All successful people have taken risks in their lives. Maybe it's with finances or moving to a new place. Regardless of the specific act, these people understand that they have to take big leaps to reach their goals. Taking risks involves optimism just as much as willpower, because without being able to sustain the focus needed for these long-term goals, successes will not be met. However, risk takers do not lack patience, as they calculate every move carefully before taking action. These people utilize their plans to become highly efficient in their activities and resist impulses. Creativity, the ability to craft original ideas. Creativity is essential when it comes to success. People who rise above others and achieve the things that some only dream of have found new and effective ways to finish the mundane. These people see a problem in the current workings of the world, but they also see a solution. Thanks to their optimism and passions, creative people work with the utmost dedication toward a better tomorrow. Creativity, of course, requires careful planning and design to be executed most effectively. Even though creative people are often seen as whimsical and carefree, they succeed in changing things for the better by structuring their schedules to get the most out of their activities. Emotional awareness, the ability to understand the emotions of not only yourself, but others around you. Being emotionally aware allows successful people to understand how others feel about their decisions and actions. This can be huge for a workspace, as the business's success will heavily rely on the satisfaction of the workers. Emotional awareness works alongside integrity in many cases, as it takes strong moral codes and empathy to ensure that people feel welcomed and valued. With the help of proper time management, people in these situations can create time blocks to healthfully socialize with their colleagues and discuss the overall morale of the workspace. When people around you feel respected and important to your overall success, they become invested and thus become a part of that success. These 10 qualities of highly successful people intermingle with one another to create a backbone for your overall plan. Sharpening these skills is essential in rising above and grasping that dream that you've wanted for so long. As you tighten your schedule and become more efficient in your day-to-day work, utilize these qualities until they become second nature. Not only will you find success in your career, but you will also feel successful on an emotional and mental level. With attributes like optimism and integrity, you'll easily feel as though you're doing the best you can and that you have every reason to look forward to the brighter future you've planned. As we head into the next chapter, we'll go over those physical and emotional benefits that you receive from proper time management. No matter the plan you have in place or the dream that you're trying to realize, these benefits are real and tangible rewards for your everyday pursuits in productivity. By enlisting the techniques outlined in this book, alongside learning to adapt the qualities of highly successful people, you'll be feeling these benefits by the end of day one. So don't hesitate any longer. Let's make today the best day of your life. Chapter 7: Physical and Emotional Benefits of Proper Time Management. There truly is nothing like a reward for your hard work. Everything that is involved in managing your time requires a measure of work. From the initial lists you create that help you identify your strengths and weaknesses, to the schedule you must put in place as you work through your day and conquer your priorities, managing your time requires effort. But all of this effort is well worth it in the end. You'll find as early as day one that certain aspects of your life simply open as you feel more confident and satisfied in the things you've accomplished. We've discussed in the previous chapters how managing your time can provide you with numerous benefits in both your work and your personal life. It's time to review those amazing benefits to understand just how important it is to plan for your day and work toward healthier and more successful goals. Relief from the stresses that come from success. It's no secret that people get frustrated and stressed out easily when their days don't go according to plan. This is even more true when we don't plan at all. Some people have the misconception that planning your day is as simple as having an idea to go grocery shopping and then pick up the house afterward. This is not a concrete plan that will help you achieve the tasks that you have for the day. If you genuinely want to reduce your stress by having a concrete plan in place, then you must take the time to sit down and write out your schedule. You must stick to it. Managing your time appropriately and being efficient in your tasks will give you the wiggle room needed to handle unavoidable delays and have a moment to process troubles when they arise. In addition to making this extra time for unexpected problems, you will also schedule yourself time for personal interests, daily relaxation, and necessary hygiene and exercise. The keys to reducing stress due to time management techniques are scheduling time specifically for yourself. Allow yourself time to engage in the things that give you pleasure, because these are the things that will allow you to relax and recover from a day full of work. Allowing time for healthful activities. Create time blocks to ensure that you get proper rest and exercise, because these two are directly linked to how our bodies handle stress. Lack of sleep can cause irritability and a general sense of anxiety and depression. Likewise, proper nutrition is vital in having the right amount of energy to sustain your pursuits. Plan your day with mindful deadlines that you know you can keep while still pushing yourself to excel. There's a fine line here, but you always want to do better than you did the day before. Understand your limits and give yourself enough time to accomplish the goals you've set for yourself. But again, do not waste time on activities that do not benefit your future goals. Healthier and happier lifestyle. Very similar to reducing stress, obtaining a healthier and happier lifestyle is achievable today by enlisting time management techniques. Creating the time you need to achieve your goals and find happiness in the little things is key to being healthier both mentally and physically. As you continue to sharpen your skills and become more efficient in the work you do, you'll find even more time for your passions and the things that bring you great happiness. You'll start to see that certain hobbies of yours do not benefit you at all, but that you can replace them with things that make you more active and sociable, and thus give you more self-confidence to achieve even bigger goals than you're imagining right now. The keys to a healthier and happier lifestyle, thanks to the principles of time management, are: take the time to list the activities you enjoy most and then add those to your schedule. This will give you something to look forward to as you complete your daily tasks. In addition, you can use these moments as rewards for your hard work in finishing your list of priorities. This simple act, in turn, will give you a sense of pride as you know you've earned your downtime. Not only will you be happier, but you will also be feeling a greater sense of accomplishment. This will, by nature, make you more eager to focus on a higher quality lifestyle. Create time blocks in your weekly schedule to do the things that you not only enjoy, but that must be done. These include networking with people at social events and maintaining personal hygiene and appearance standards. Something as minute as dressing nice and keeping current with your hairstyle can do a wonder for your self-confidence. Pay attention to your feelings and emotions as you work through your daily to-do list. Truly understanding ourselves means that we know our limitations and what we do and do not care to be involved with. For example, if we continually work at a job that brings us sadness, then we'll have no motivation to complete our tasks for the day. Knowing what you care about and how it influences you will enable you to strive for the goals that have the biggest impact on your life. Doing this will bring you greater integrity, and you'll find that your emotional intelligence is connected on a deeper level to those around you. Remaining mindful of how you're handling your mental workload. In today's world, mental health plays a huge part in success. Being able to prioritize our tasks and ensure that certain things get done, as they will reduce your stress levels and face less anxiety from the pressures and demands of life. Anxiety is directly linked to depression because when we are fearful that we are not achieving our successes as we feel we should, we begin to doubt ourselves. Utilizing your schedule as you capitalize on your strengths will help you avoid burnout and procrastination, often the root of career anxiety. New and engaging opportunities. Creating a solid schedule full of your passions, interests, and small goals that help you get to the future you want will only open new doors as you continue down this path. From day one, the skills that you enlist to help you manage your time and make the most out of your day will grant you confidence, a new sense of satisfaction in the life you're seeking. Furthermore, with your plan in place, as you tackle your priorities, you'll start to realize that opportunities are all around you if you're just willing to take hold of your life and go for them. The keys to discovering new and engaging opportunities because of time management are: consistently adhering to your schedule to meet deadlines. With a positive workflow and optimistic outlook, you're sure to find new job opportunities and promotions much easier than you would before enlisting time management techniques. Embracing the passions that not only give you pleasure, but also help you achieve your end goal. Pushing yourself to greater heights as you mindfully make time for yourself could lead you into new industries or hobbies that you never thought possible. Having a general sense of positivity as your confidence grows. Not only will optimism and integrity help you rise above the rest, but specifically making time for yourself so that you can be sociable in an effective way will help you achieve even the biggest of goals. As we discussed before, sometimes you have to delegate the things on your to-do list that you know you don't have the skills to complete the task. By creating a strong network of reliable colleagues, you know you have someone to lean on to overcome obstacles. Time for what is most important. Making time for yourself as part of your daily plan is crucial to ensure a happier and more productive lifestyle. Because of the techniques outlined in this book, you will be able to increase your productivity while you sharpen your skills and become more efficient than you could imagine. As you tighten down your schedule and handle your priorities first, you'll realize that you have not only time for your hobbies and yourself, but also your family and friends. Thanks to your new time management skills, you'll have the capability to be more present with the people who matter most. The key to creating time for what is most important, thanks to managing your time effectively, are prioritizing what is most urgent and essential. It's over the things that can wait. This can play into work life and personal life, but knowing what takes precedent will allow you room to schedule the things that you can defer. Creating small blocks of time for unavoidable delays will give you the extra freedom to meet your deadlines and get home to your loved ones on time. Making them feel important in your day will strengthen your relationships and bring you more confidence and integrity. Handling your stress and maintaining a healthy lifestyle gives you the stamina to tackle not only work responsibilities, but also personal relationships. You'll have the desire to do extra for the people you care most about. This can include things as simple as going to dinner and more extravagant things like setting aside time for vacations. The benefits of knowing how to manage your time effectively go beyond the measurable. Learning how to take care of yourself as you conquer your goals and still make time for other people in your life is a priceless quality. Implementing the schedule, less stressed, and able to take on more than you ever dreamed of. This is when you can start looking at the biggest goals of your life. And in order to stay on top of your tasks and priorities every day, especially if you want to achieve the impossible, you'll need to boost your productivity and capitalize on even more minutes. In the following chapter, we'll discuss 7 surprisingly simple life hacks that can give you the power to seize every minute of your productivity time. These life hacks will help you gain self-control over the things that consistently eat up your time. Now is the moment to rid yourself of the things that are holding you back once and for all. Chapter 8: Surprise Life Hacks to Boost Your Productivity. Boosting your productivity is one of the best benefits of effectively managing your time. Everybody wants to save time when it comes to doing the hard work involved in our plans. We want to be as efficient as possible to get onto the things that bring us the most joy. Even with some of the key techniques outlined in this book, there are still ways that you can maximize your productivity while shaving off extra minutes from your schedule. These additional minutes you save during your day equate to time better spent in your passions and with your loved ones. Get up earlier. Typically, most people spend their evenings lounging and relaxing when they have work to do the following day. In this case, you most likely won't have anything keeping you busy in the evenings, so instead of staying up late and sleeping in a little, go to bed at a good time and get up early. This extra hour or so in your morning can give you the time you need to prepare yourself for the workday. It also works well on your days off, especially when you have to tackle many obligations, even if they include your hobbies and passions. Spending this time doing simple, lightweight exercises that help your body warm up for the day at hand. You can also shower in the morning to refresh yourself and get your mind in the right positive space for your priorities. If you're more of a night owl and your work is in the evening, then you can still apply this technique. When you're finished with your work or hobbies, follow your schedule for your relaxation time so that you can unwind and detox from the stresses of the night. Don't stay out later than you need and set your alarm for a decent time so that you get plenty of sleep. Just because you work the late shift and get home at 2 or 3 in the morning doesn't mean that you need to sleep until noon. Make time for yourself, but stay on top of your schedule and maximize it to the fullest. Filter social feeds and emails. This is such a simple life hack that it almost always goes unnoticed. As we've discussed before, turning off our devices when we don't need them for work is one main way to minimize distractions and get things done. Sometimes, however, we work directly on our phones and we can't silence all notifications because we often network through social media with our colleagues. By filtering your feed on your social media accounts, you'll be able to stay focused on what you're working on without the additional distraction of celebrity gossip and random entertainment videos. The same goes for your emails. So often, we have spam emails that we didn't sign up for, newsletters for things that don't pertain to our priorities, and personal emails that don't necessarily require an immediate reply. By having a separate filter in your emails that will help you stay in contact with your colleagues for work, you'll be able to focus on your priorities and finish your to-do list without being distracted. In addition, these tactics are great for personal emails when you need to stay on top of your appointments and family obligations. For example, suppose you're handling doctor's appointments and soccer practice for your children instead of being distracted by marketing emails. In that case, you can also use the filtering system to keep track of your personal goals. You can have a filter for every aspect of your life. Use the 2-minute rule. Any new hobby or skill can potentially take months to learn and adapt to your schedule. Using the 2-minute rule, the idea is that you scale down your big activity so that you don't feel like it's too much of a challenge to take on. If you look at your activities or the ones you want to try, there is always some way to minimize it in a 2-minute block of time. With the 2-minute rule, instead of practicing yoga for 20 minutes every morning, you spend 2 minutes stretching out to warm up. The habit of stretching is like opening the door to the main activity you'd like to add to your schedule. These incremental steps get you on the right path to adding big life changes into your plan. Set up a theme. Creating a theme for your work week and personal life is an excellent way to manage your time and get more done. This tactic sharpens your focus as you assign themes to your days. The co-founder and CEO of Twitter and Square, Jack Dorsey, uses the same tactic for his own work week. He attributes his success to managing his days consistently, week after week, in a disciplined manner that has propelled him to the top of 2 S&P companies. His week is structured with Mondays for management, Tuesdays for products, Wednesdays for marketing, Thursdays for developers, and Fridays for company culture. You can replicate the same structure for your own work and your hobbies. Let's say, for example, you work a typical 5-day work week and have the weekends off. If you enjoy golfing and one of your goals is to tighten down your putting game, you can allot a block of time for this activity every Saturday afternoon. Your Saturday can be built around this hobby entirely, giving you the theme of physical activity and socializing. Over time, your life will change as you reach your goals and change your hobbies. And this can even change as the seasons do. But as with anything, consistency is key. If you want to try setting themes for your days, give it at least 3 to 4 weeks for you to settle in and see the real effects of it before you start tweaking your schedule. Complete the task. Don't perfect it. It isn't uncommon for highly successful people to want to perfect what they are doing. This is part of the reason why they become so successful. Sometimes, however, getting the task done and moving on to the next one to stay on top of your schedule is better than working at something for too long just to make it perfect. Spending too much time on something can actually have negative effects on your schedule, mainly because you could easily get burned out on what you're doing and want to give up. Keep in mind that finishing your task efficiently and productively will keep your quality of work at a high level, but there's no need to feel like it must be your best work. This is the same for your hobbies and personal relationships. If you've utilized the time management techniques we've covered, then you will have already built strong relationships, or at least be on the path to do so. There's no need to push yourself so far that you feel like you'll never accomplish anything, because you may believe that what you've done isn't good enough. But you are good enough. In fact, you're probably doing better than you think you are. Sometimes we have a bit of self-doubt, which can lead us to wanting to perfect things. But remember that a job done well is better than the promise of something great that may never happen. Procrastinate productively. We've already discussed that procrastination will not help you achieve your goals or maximize your time. But what if you could productively procrastinate for those moments when you just feel like you can't continue on the task you're on? This technique, also called 2 pots on the burner, is perfect for people who are often restless and do not like to focus or have difficulties focusing on one task for an extended period of time. Instead of scheduling one thing on your priority list, you create a time block for 2 different things of equal priority. The idea is that you work on one item for a little while, and when you start to feel restless or burned out, you switch to the other one for an equal amount of time. This isn't multitasking because, as we've already discussed, multitasking is actually detrimental to accomplishing your goals in a scheduled amount of time. Again, you aren't trying to do both things simultaneously. You simply have 2 things planned during the same block of time so that you can switch back and forth productively as you continue to work as efficiently as possible. These 6 life hacks will help you boost your productivity as you continue to sharpen your skills and make time for the things that matter most to you. Utilizing every tool that we've discussed will not only help you build the schedule that you need to accomplish your tasks, but you'll also recognize what takes priority over what does not. It's time to reflect on everything we've discussed and bring the plan together. The techniques for managing your time more efficiently can now be put in place as you build your schedule and actively seek out that elusive goal. Because if we're honest with ourselves, we're always after something, and it's our wasted time that keeps us from achieving that something. Let's head into the next chapter and finally and productively bring it all together. Chapter 9, Bringing It All Together. Look how far you've made it. You've learned so much from this book, and now it's time to put everything together and make the plan that will change your life. In this chapter, we'll be discussing how the techniques you've learned for time management can be implemented alongside the life hacks that will boost your productivity. In addition, it will highlight the traits of successful people that you'll need to follow through on this plan. So, if you're ready for the life you've been dreaming of, then let's get started. The basis of your plan. The very first thing that we did in this book was to identify your goals. Everyone, everywhere, has something they're working toward. And this is the thing that is pushing you to want to be more efficient in your work while boosting your productivity. With your goal written down, you can build your schedule as you set yourself up for success. As we've discussed back in the introduction, your strengths and weaknesses are the keys to making your plan succeed or fail. Here we take your list of strengths and weaknesses, and we implement those that will help you as we note what you'll need to work on as the basis of your plan. For example, suppose you were trying to manage your time more efficiently to excel beyond company expectations and achieve that promotion. In that case, your strengths will be anything that's going to get you there. These could include high-quality communication skills, the ability to work well under pressure, and exceptional work that always meets deadlines. Your weaknesses, which you'll need to work on if you expect to reach your goal, or ones that highlight areas where you'll need to rely on your colleagues and support network, would include anything that will prevent you from this promotion. If you choose to work on your skills and better yourself in the areas you know you lack, this must be included in your plan. Using the life hacks discussed in Chapter 8, you can create small time blocks in your schedule by minimizing time spent with other activities and applying that time to these skills. If you expect to improve, you must take the time to actively pursue improvement. Prioritize your tasks with the Eisenhower Matrix. In Chapter 4, we discussed the Eisenhower Matrix. This method of pinpointing your most urgent and important priorities will help you clear away the clutter and direct your focus to the things that matter most. With the Eisenhower Matrix, we utilize the four-step system of do, defer, delegate, and delete. If you'll remember, to achieve success, we can't always do everything ourselves. This is when the Eisenhower Matrix truly shines. We learn what it is we must do and what it is we simply cannot do. The more you push yourself to do things that you know you cannot accomplish, the more likely you are to procrastinate or get burned out. If you wish to complete your list for the day and stay on schedule, you cannot allow yourself to fall into this trap. In keeping with the promotion analogy, let's say that you have a list of tasks that must be accomplished to finish the day strong. Among these tasks are attending a marketing meeting, sending emails to colleagues, reaching out to a client, and reviewing your notifications. With this list of tasks, it's easy to see how to prioritize making the most of our time and avoid wasting minutes that only hinder productivity. In this example, the marketing meeting is something that you would defer or schedule for a later time. When that time comes up, it becomes your number one priority. But at the beginning of your day, this is the item you defer. Sending emails to your colleagues would be something you could delegate. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have the skills for it, but someone else can help you save time in your schedule. When it comes to reviewing your notifications, unless these are strictly work-related and have importance to the marketing meeting, for example, these are things you delete. In other words, grabbing your phone and scanning through your notifications just to see that someone posted a new video is not going to help you in any way to accomplish what is most important and most urgent. The last thing, reaching out to a client, would be the thing that you'd need to do immediately. In this setting, the client is most important because they are the purpose of the job at hand. Their happiness would in turn become your happiness, so it's vital that the client would be most urgent and most important. Along with the base schedule that you've begun to create, adding in your daily priorities with the help of the Eisenhower Matrix will allow you to prioritize what must be done and get rid of the things that will not help you be successful today. The time blocks you've allotted for work can now be broken down into smaller increments that you will apply to these priorities. You'll find that your workday, which might typically be 8 hours, can easily tighten down to half that time when focusing strictly on the things that matter most. Adding time for yourself. In Chapter 7, we discuss the benefits of managing your time in your career and personal life. Creating these time blocks for yourself is essential in ensuring that you will follow through with the goals you've set and reap the benefits that you so deserve. The hobbies and activities that you enjoy that we discussed in Chapter 2 are vital to increasing your passion and optimism in life. Keeping with your list of the things that you enjoy in order to find pleasure and relax from your day, create small time blocks in your schedule at various times of the day so that you not only have something to look forward to, but also have time where you know you'll be able to focus on you. Aside from these hobbies, you must also ensure that you have enough time to take care of yourself with the basic things that everyone must do. These are the things like personal hygiene, exercise, and necessary appointments to keep yourself healthy and happy. Keep up on these activities and make them a top priority. You'll feel the benefits both mentally and physically. Creating opportunities to utilize your traits. Chapter 6 was all about the 10 traits of highly successful people. These traits are necessary if you wish to achieve the goal you're after, but they are only possible if you truly understand how to manage your time most effectively. Not everybody will indeed have all 10 traits, but with a little practice, you'll be able to utilize the ones you have as you exceed your potential for success. Having the same traits as successful people without using them will only weaken your skills. Instead, you need to allow yourself time to sharpen these skills and showcase them when needed. For example, if you're holding that marketing meeting from our previous analogy, make a note to showcase your successful traits as sociability and patience. The meeting will allow you to prove to others that you can handle situations like this and that you're ready for the promotion you seek. When you know that you are good at it, delegating something like this would take away a prime opportunity for you to capitalize on the exact tasks that will propel you to the future you desire. Likewise, having the integrity to appreciate and thank the people who help you, such as the person who will help you with the emails, is another opportunity in a different way to use and showcase your skills. Enlisting life hacks for optimal performance. As you tighten down your schedule and section off blocks of time for the tasks at hand, do not forget to enlist the life hacks that will help you shave off even more minutes from your busy schedule. Remember that successful people who understand time management and get the most out of their days know how to fine-tune every task for maximum productivity. Chapter 8 discussed several key tricks that could significantly influence your schedule. Among these tricks was filtering out your social feeds and emails to help you stay on task and focused on your priority list. We all use our devices in everything we do throughout our days. You can simplify your feeds so you don't get distracted by unnecessary content. In addition, remember to make it your goal to complete your task, but that you don't need to perfect it in your schedule. Make enough time to do this, but don't go to extremes, or you'll be spending unnecessary time on tests that you can already mark off your list. And finally, do not fall into the trap of multitasking, as that will actually cost you time rather than saving it. If you get overwhelmed or bored with something, you can procrastinate productively by switching to another task. Knowing your limits. Remember, as you're putting together your schedule and giving yourself time for certain priorities, you must always know your limitations. If you ever feel like you're pushing yourself too hard, then you most likely are. This is a common mistake when people try to optimize their time. Pushing yourself to meet nearly impossible deadlines is not good time management. You'll find that you're exhausted and that you want to give up, even on the dream that you've been chasing. Do not do this to yourself. When you first begin to create your schedule, if you feel that you can complete something in a certain amount of time, give yourself an extra 10 minutes. This early tactic will save you stress and anxiety if you come to a point where you discover that you are struggling to meet those deadlines. If you find that you need less time, then this is a good thing. The following week, you can tighten down your schedule as you start to notice some new strengths that you may not have accounted for. In a similar aspect, in the areas where you are struggling, make a note of these weaknesses and either plan to work at these skills or delegate. Remember that you don't have to tackle everything by yourself. A network of like-minded colleagues and friends can be your biggest asset, especially when you're working towards something as important as a life goal or a content feed.
We appreciate you tuning in to one of our captivating audiobooks. For more immersive experiences, here is another audiobook we're certain you'll enjoy. Don't forget to show your support by liking this video, sharing what you loved about this audiobook in the comments section below, and subscribing for more captivating audiobooks like this. Thanks for being a part of our audiobook community.